Hello, I'm Dr. X. Today, we're talking about one of the most visible signs of getting older, gray hair. The question everyone asks is, can I actually prevent or delay it? The honest answer, based on current science, is that graying is largely driven by genetics and age. There's no proven way to stop it completely or reverse established gray strands for most people. But experts, including dermatologists from the American Academy of Dermatology and recent 2025 reviews, agree that certain lifestyle choices can help delay premature graying and slow the overall process in many cases. We're going to cover 5 practical, evidence-based ways to give your hair the best chance of staying colorful longer. We'll break this down in this video, first with simple logic and everyday examples so it's easy to grasp. Then with the physiological mechanisms and real-world behaviors, and finally, with the scientific theories, studies, and clinical recommendations. Whether you're in your 20s noticing the first strands or in your 50s wanting to slow things down, these steps are actionable and good for your overall health. Way 1. Reduce and manage chronic stress. One of the simplest ways to protect your hair from premature graying is to manage chronic stress. Think of stress like a slow drip of acid, it wears things down over time. In your scalp, chronic stress releases a chemical called norepinephrine, which can deplete the stem cells that produce melanin, the pigment that gives your hair its color. A major study from Columbia University in 2020 showed that intense stress can speed up graying. Even more surprising? In some cases, reducing stress helped individual hairs regain some color. It's not just a myth, dermatologists say sudden graying during tough life events is real. So what can you do? Try daily mindfulness or meditation, even 10 minutes helps, regular exercise, good sleep, 7 to 9 hours, therapy if needed, or hobbies that genuinely relax you. Lowering stress doesn't just help your mood, it protects the cells that keep your hair vibrant. Way 2. Eat a nutrient-dense, antioxidant-rich diet. Another way to slow down premature graying is through diet. A big factor behind graying is oxidative stress, basically, free radicals damaging the pigment-producing cells in your hair. Antioxidants help neutralize those radicals and support melanin production. Research points to several nutrients that matter: vitamins B12, D, E, folate, biotin, plus minerals like copper, zinc, and iron, along with plant compounds called polyphenol. The best way to get them is through whole foods. Berries, leafy greens, nuts and seeds. Brazil nuts are great for selenium, eggs, fatty fish, legumes, colorful vegetables, and lean proteins. Deficiencies, especially in B12, iron, or copper, are linked to early graying, which is why people on restrictive diets sometimes notice their hair changing faster. Correcting those gaps with food or supervised supplements can help stabilize things. The key idea: your body needs the right building blocks to keep melanocytes healthy. A balanced, colorful plate works better than high-dose supplements, which can actually backfire. Way 3. Quit smoking and avoid secondhand smoke. Another powerful step to slow down premature graying is quitting smoking and avoiding secondhand smoke. Smoking floods your body with reactive oxygen species, basically toxic molecules, that attack hair follicles, cut off blood flow to the scalp, and speed up the loss of pigment-producing cells. Large studies show that smokers are 2 to 4 times more likely to go gray early, sometimes a whole decade sooner than non-smokers. Dermatologists are clear. Stopping smoking is one of the most impactful things you can do. People who quit in their 30s or 40s often notice their hair graying more slowly compared to those who keep smoking. It's not just about protecting your lungs and heart, your hair follicles benefit too. Quitting smoking gives them a chance to stay healthier, longer. Way 4. Protect your hair and scalp from UV radiation and environmental damage. Another way to slow down premature graying is by protecting your hair and scalp from the sun and environmental damage. UV rays create oxidative stress right at the follicle, breaking down melanin and harming the stem cells that keep your hair pigmented. Pollution and harsh chemicals can do similar damage. Dermatologists recommend simple, everyday protection. Wear hats or scarves in strong sun, use hair products with UV filters when possible, and avoid excessive chemical treatments or heat styling that weaken your hair. Think of it like sunscreen for your scalp, small, consistent habits that preserve pigment cells over time. Other tips include rinsing your hair after swimming in chlorinated pools, avoiding tight hairstyles that stress the roots, and choosing gentle, sulfate-free shampoos. Over the years, these protective steps can make a real difference in how quickly gray hairs appear. Way 5. Correct any underlying deficiencies and get regular medical checkups. Another important step is to check for underlying health issues and correct any deficiencies. If graying starts unusually early, before 30 in Caucasians, 25 in Asians, or 20 in Africans, it can sometimes signal a medical problem. Common culprits include low vitamin B12, vitamin D, iron deficiency, thyroid disorders, or autoimmune conditions. Dermatologists recommend blood tests for anyone with rapid or early graying. Addressing deficiencies through diet or guided supplements can slow or even halt progression in those cases. Routine checkups also catch treatable issues like anemia or thyroid imbalance before they cause more damage. One caution: don't self-dose with high-potency supplements without testing. Too much copper or other minerals can create new imbalances. The safest approach is to identify what's missing and correct it under medical guidance. In summary, while genetics and chronological age set the main timeline for graying, and there's no proven reversal for most people once strands lose pigment, these 5 steps are backed by dermatology consensus, observational studies, and expert guidelines from 2024 to 2025. First, actively manage chronic stress to protect melanocyte stem cells. Second, prioritize a whole food, antioxidant-rich diet with key nutrients. Third, quit smoking to eliminate a major oxidative accelerator. Fourth, shield your scalp and hair from UV and environmental damage. Fifth, screen for and correct deficiencies through medical checkups. These aren't guarantees, but they're the most evidence-supported ways to potentially delay premature graying and keep more natural color longer. They also improve your skin, energy, and overall health, no downside. If you're seeing lots of new grays quickly or before expected, talk to a dermatologist or get basic blood work. Genetics may win in the end, but lifestyle gives you real influence. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. X. Drop your questions or experiences in the comments below. Have you noticed any changes after trying one of these? Let me know. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I'll see you next time.